The Magic Store. Every summer, Timothy came to Grandma's village. This summer was just the same. Granny gladly met her grandson, but this time she looked a little wistful. Timothy didn't realize he had a lot of things to do. One day, there was a storm. Timothy saw a lot of thunderstorms and liked to walk ahead of the rain. But this storm was not the same as all the others. Grandma said, "Just don't go behind the gates." Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. Excellent! As always, Timothy put on a jacket with a hood and went to look at the stormy sky. All around the house was quiet, but behind the gates blew a very strong wind. There was almost nothing to be seen. Timothy was a very curious boy, and he thought, "I'll just quickly look what's there," and opened the gate. Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. Well done! Out flew leaves, twigs, and mess from the neighbor's barn. Timothy saw two boys who were going somewhere. They covered their faces from the strong wind. "Hurry up!" he screamed and waved his hands. "The storm will get stronger!" The boys hurried, but one of them fell. "Help us!" Timothy heard. "My brother fell and can't stand up!" The boys were about 5 meters away from Timothy. "I can't go behind the gate." Timothy didn't know what to do. Grandma said not to go out, but the wind started blowing harder. "What do I do?" The second boy couldn't get up. "His leg's stuck in the sand." "Okay, I'm just going to help the boys," he thought. Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. Excellent! He went out to the gate, but it wasn't easy. The wind kept trying to knock him down. Timothy walked a little further and looked back. "Can I see the gate?" he thought. He got to the boys and started helping. With the help of the second boy, they helped the third one up. Timothy looked back. The gate was no longer visible due to the flying leaves and dust. "Quickly, let's go!" Timothy said, as he dragged one of the boys with him. But he wouldn't move. Timothy pulled harder. Go! The rain is starting! One last time, he pulled the boy, but fell. Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. Timothy looked down and saw nothing but a stick in his hand. They weren't boys at all. They were wood. Was it all a dream? But what about the voices? Let's get out of here! The wind became stronger. Trees and bushes were ripped out of the ground. Timothy started running back, but couldn't see the gate. Then he realized he was lost. The poor boy was scared. Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. Well done! He decided to wait until the storm was over and hid behind the well at Aunt Zena's house. He sat behind it and waited. "10 minutes later, the sky became light again. Timothy stood up in shock. He couldn't believe his eyes. Instead of Grandma's house, there were fields. Instead of Aunt Zena's house, there were bushes. Only the well was in the same place. What happened to the village? Where am I? Timothy began to look around. The far was a small town. Along the town was a wild river, and small ships and fishing boats at the pier. The storm travelled into the mountains. Timothy thought, if the storm brought me here, then it will bring me back. Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. Suddenly, he heard screams and hoots. Timothy turned around, and several wolf riders approached. Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. Excellent! With fear, Timothy screamed and ran towards the thunderstorm. He ran as fast as he could. The shouting behind him got louder and louder. Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. Well done! Ahead of him was a large ditch filled with water. The storm seemed to be inside. One last burst of energy. Leap! Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. Well done! And suddenly, he woke up. There was Grandma, sitting in front of him, dabbing his forehead with a wet sponge. "Why didn't you listen to me?" Grandma said. "But I did! But the boys were... Was it all a dream?" Timothy sat up in bed and looked at the chair nearby. There stood 2 dirty boots and a jacket without a hood. Help Timothy to find all the objects shown at the bottom of the screen. On the street, there were two pieces of wood next to the well. Strangely, they were a very similar shape to two little boys. The Magic Store.